Welcome back at the forefront. Joining us this morning is Senator JV Ejercito. Good morning, Senator JV.
Good morning, Atty. Karen. Good morning to all the televiewers of Bilyonaryo.
Well, now we'll hear from you as a senator. Kanina we heard from the House.
Yes.
So, what is your take on this recent controversy on flood control projects? And you've been in Senate for quite some time now. Bakit ba nahihirapan na i-monitor or ipigilin ang corruption sa flood control?
You know, flood control is the easiest kasi, no, if you want to do something that you want to hide something, yun yung mga hindi nakikita no? These are, imagine, Karen, we have a 350 billion budget for flood control every year. That's almost 1 billion a day. So,
parang, nga, no? If you put it that way, you're right.
So, imagine 1 billion a day, and it seems that the flood control, flooding has been a perennial problem, especially for Central Luzon, Pampanga, Bulacan, and Metro Manila, parts of Metro Manila. Every year, we've been conducting hearings every year, paulit-ulit na lang, issues, but, you know, we cannot fight nature, no? Global warming and all, but, you know, flood control means yung water should be should be siphoned out the earliest possible time, no? Yun naman ang ng flood control what I see, Atty. Karen, is that what we need really to address the problems of this in Central Luzon and Metro Manila and the flood-prone areas are big infrastructure projects for flood control. Ito po yung floodways, spillways, water impounding, and pumping stations in strategic areas. And to use the words of Congressman Bogsutay earlier, we should stick to the master plan. Pag may master plan, sundin natin. And
Pero wala pa daw master plan.
I think that there is. I think there is a master plan. What the problem is
na-updated na ba? Because the ones I saw in the past with the PWH was years ago.
Years ago. But I think there is, no? But what I think is happening is that everybody wants a piece of the budget of the flood control. So kumbaga, all the districts want a piece of it, no? Kailangan lahat sila may flood control projects. Ang nangyayari, yung what is supposed to be done for Central Luzon, Pampanga, Bulacan, Metro Manila, which I mentioned, yung mga spillways, floodways, isn't happening. No? It's broken down into slow protection, drainage improvement, yung mga river banks. So this will not solve the flooding problem.
Well, Senator JV, when you mentioned the types of flood control projects that you see always in the budget, appearing the budget constantly, may punto ka dun na medyo outdated yung mga pinopropose when in fact we live in a period now na napaka-high-tech na ng mga available technologies in countries like Singapore. Hindi sila binabaha and they have this type of drainage na talagang pumupunta sa ilalim yung tubig automatically.
Water impounding.
Sa ilalim ng highways nila. So never silang binabaha. Bakit nga tayo, hindi natin pwedeng upgrade na gano'n? Na talagang wala na, para iba kasi pag national. And can we maybe, have you explored PPP na lang para hindi na kukurakot?
Well, I think, Karen, if only we will stick to pag national project sana, no? For flood control, it should be considered as a national project. And dapat sana wag na makialam yung mga districts or LGU, but more on districts. As I mentioned earlier, all the districts wants a piece of the pie.
Which means pag sinabi mo district, it's the Congress.
Yes, Congress or district engineer or district
kasama rin sa DPWH.
So before, when you say national projects, dapat walang ang district no? Dapat wala silang pakialam. And what's happening is that everybody wants a piece of the flood control project. If you look at the list of the top 10 flood-prone provinces and you look at that list of the top 10 provinces which got the most flood control projects.
Hindi nagtutugma.
Hindi nagtutugma.
Diba? And meron mga nasa listahan na malaking nakuha like Bicol na wala naman dun sa top 10.
Flood prone.
Sa flood prone.
So it's parang dun pa lang, kitang-kita na natin na may problema. Supposedly, it's common sense tells you na pag flood-prone provinces, flood-prone provinces na top 10, dapat sana the bulk of the flood control budget should go to this and project should go to this top 10 flood-prone provinces. So may disconnect kaagad eh. So they're really, I think every year we scrutinize DPWH, they will just say yes, oo. Like I'll give an example, Karen, if you don't mind. It may sound parokyal, Atty. Karen, no? It may sound local or parokyal, pero doon sa amin,
Sa San Juan.
San Juan, when I was mayor, I was congressman, we also have flood-prone barangays, mga 6 beside the San Juan River. So sabay kami ni Mayor Toby Tiangco, no? Navotas is a low-lying area. It's below sea level, always underwater. Pero Toby Tiangco, as mayor din, was able to put in strategic areas, mga pumping stations. And the flooding was solved in Navotas, no? So, ginaya namin yon. We put pumping stations in strategic areas. Isa na lang yung kulang. In Barangay San Perfecto and Barangay Batis, which I have been trying to, ito talagang, it's not bad to ng insertion or congressional intervention. Wag lang may post-enactment, no? I've been trying every budget, o si Secretary, last time pa, si Secretary Bonoan, umuo na ilang beses, yung mga USEC, di ba, before the budget is approved, to undertake the one pumping station so that kawawa kasi yung this barangay, if I may photo sana, no? Even now, it's still underwater kahit 1 week na. Kasi
so up to now, ngayong nag-uusap tayo,
yes.
Nasa baha pa rin sila.
Yeah, even if it rains hard, mga 1 week, 2 weeks, kawawa.
Ito po ba yung area na yun? Okay.
So until now,
so ngayon pa yan, Oo.
So sa akin nga, sabi ko, I want to see kung si Secretary Boron in the USEC, sabi ko, nasa opisina lang tayo mga opisyal. Pero yung mga nabahaan, kawawa. Sasakyan, cars, motorcycles, refrigerators, appliances, kayamanan nila nauubos. Taon-taon ganyan. And what happens is, they will commit, and then, after BICAM and everything, the congressman sa district, they will write na errata. Meaning, they will change the order from the pumping station into slow protection, into drainage improvement. Sinimulan to kay Congressman Ronnie Zamora pa. And then, sumunod si Congresswoman Bel Zamora. Kasi nga, merong political. Si Mayor Francis Zamora said na basta project ng Ejercito Estrada, hindi pa papasukin. Pero as you can see on the screen, sino po ang kawawa? Kami ba? Hindi po. Ang kawawa, yung pong nababaha. I'm hoping this time, if this happens in San Juan, in the heart of Metro Manila, na iniirata yun, supposedly what is intended to solve the flooding problem, it happens also in other provinces.
And then, swerte na nga ang San Juan that you are in Senate and you are able to bring this up. But what more with the other areas na wala silang tao na nasa Senate na ganun kataas, no? But so Senator JV, mapunta naman tayo dun sa mga contractors na potentially or allegedly are involved. Kasi si Mayor Vico Soto said na 9 na kumpanya ng mga diskaya ang may hawak sa ilang mga flood control projects na either non-functional or causes flooding or non-existent.
Wow.
Tapos si Mayor Raisa Treñas ng Iloilo, sinabi na maging sa kanila, may mga ghost or non-functioning flood control projects ang mga kumpanya ng diskaya.
Atty. Karen, I also read earlier si Governor Daniel Fernando, no, of Bulacan said, with that much amount, hindi rin na-refill o nakikita.
We had his Vice Governor, si Alex Castro, also said, nagulat sila, bakit kami number 1? Meron palang area sa kanila hanggang dibdib yung baha. Kahit daw hindi umulan, binabaha sila. So, what is your comment on this? Especially ngayon na nininame na yung mga diskaya. Magkakaroon ba ng inquiry ang Senate about this?
Sana nga, sinabi ni Kong Bong Suntay, sana tinuloy na ni Presidente kanina lahat, ipinangalanan na lahat no? Aside from the contractors, kung sino yung mga connection nila. Sa akin, Karen, I look at it this way. We allow, contractors to make money, no, or profit, kasi that's business. Pero for them to engage in overpricing, to engage in ghost projects, especially, as I mentioned earlier, they have a special place in hell already. Ano na to? Impyerno levels na. Wala nang, hindi naman tayo santo, pero wag naman tayong demonyo. I mean, kumita ka na, lolokohin mo pa, and you're putting the lives of people at risk. And people are in flood-prone areas have miserable lives because of the...
and imagine,
nakita
walang
niyo naman yung
kuryente
kanina.
yan kung ganyan kagrabe yung
nakita niyo
baha,
sa
lalo
amin,
na
sa San Juan, ganun. Sa Bulacan, it happens. So, ano na to wala nang konsyensya, no? Yun lang masasabi ko. Again, for contractors, sabi ko nga, we allow profit. Kailangan naman kumita kayo, negosyan, pero i-deliver nyo yung tama. But this time, as you mentioned, may ghost project pa na, wow, kumulekta ka, tas wala kang ginawa. Talagang dapat sa impyerno na mapunta yan.
Well, kung may mga nagsasalita na, like Mayor Vico Soto or Mayor Raisa Trenas.
Mayor Benji Magalong. Yeah.
Si Mayor Benji also
has
has
very...
spoken up. Ibig sabihin, meron siguro silang pinanggagalingan na ebidensya. Meron na bang usapan within the legislative kung tutuluyan ninyo yung inquiry about this, or meron bang worry na baka may mga madawit among your ranks?
I'm quite confident in the Senate. Wala ho kaming contractor na senador, no? Kasi minsan nami-mix up na, no? Marami kasing naging contractor, nasa kongreso na rin. So sa amin po, no, I'm quite proud na wala ho, I don't think there is. No? I don't know of any senator who is also a contractor.
So it sounds like Senate would have the at least moral ascendancy, or at least mas may credibility to hold this investigation.
Senator
Kasi
Lacson,
si Kong Bong Suntay said, parang hindi ata ang angkop daw na Congress ang mag-investigate. Pero Senate, you think kaya?
I think Senator Lacson already mentioned, and Senator Lacson, from what you know, has been consistent about this. No, na,
he's really anti-pork
yes,
barrel.
He has been anti-pork barrel, anti-PDAF ever since. So I think he already mentioned that he will be coming up with an expose or a privilege speech either today or next week. So we just wait for it. No? Siguro siya na lang ang mas I think he has more credibility than anybody among the senators, kasi talagang it has been his battle cry, against pork barrel and advocacy to fight it.
Well, Senator Cheese Escudero yesterday had a press conference addressing naman yung mga binabato sa kanya na potential issues on flood control projects, and yung link niya supposedly with one of the contractors that donated to his campaign. What's your comment on that?
Atty. Karen, first of all, yung not to defend our Senate President, but the sad part is that, I think there's an operation really to discredit, to destroy the Senate and the leadership, which started nung kay Senate President Mig Zubiri pa Until now, parang naging continuous Hindi na natapos yung conflict ng House and the Senate, which started with the People's Initiative. I'm hoping that I'm appealing to our colleagues that it doesn't give a good signal, especially abroad, when we're enticing foreign investments. We need to show consistency in policies, yung infra nandyan, and of course, dapat may political stability. And right now, Karen, I just have to tell you that, of course, our President and Vice President are not really in good terms. No? Our top two positions. House and Senate are also not in good terms. So
they're not in good terms.
Yesterday, because of these things.
I watched the press conference of Senate President Cheese Escudero, and he said it's a demolition job against him. And nung tinanong siya kung sino, sabi niya, edi yung mga merong hindi na masaya dun sa nangyari sa impeachment. So, sabi tinanong sa kanya, sino po? Pero parang ang implication is mambabata. So, ang hula ng iba Congress, they're not in good terms ba? Congress
going back, yung kay SP Migs pa, nung it was Mig Zubiri as Senate President, the House would have regular press cons hitting the senators. So sa akin, we should I hope there will be a truce already. No, kasi it doesn't paint a good picture for foreign investments. Napag-iwanan na tayo ng mga ASEAN neighbors natin. They're doing all the right things, putting the necessary infrastructure, energy, the right policies, and then political stability. Tapos tayo, nag-aaway na ngayon number 1 and number 2. Tapos tayo sa Kongreso, Senate and House, mag-aaway pa tayo. So, yun lang. I'm hoping that there will be an end to this. No? Instead of us looking for ways on how to solve the energy problems, the infrastructure problems, and the agri-problem, dapat pagtulungan natin to instead of us, bickering and fighting one another.
And now that we are really facing this flood issue, and nandun pa tayo sa tag-ulang season. So, now we've had this respite from rains, pero aasahan natin yan, nadadating na naman. So, andyan pa yung problema ng baha. So, what,
it's every year,
ano
Karen.
po yung naiisip ngayon muna, pansamantala na solusyon ng Senate para may magawa naman?
I'm hoping, Karen, that, stick to the master plan. If there is already, I'm sure there is already, no? Kahit outdated, at least stick to the master plan. Again, what we need are big ticket infrastructure, flood mitigation projects, no? As I mentioned earlier again, floodways, spillways, water impounding, and strategic pumping stations. That's what we need. Hindi natin kailangan ng slow protection, riverbank protection, at drainage improvement. Marami na tayo nun.
Oo nga, mag-upgrade naman tayo dun sa mga na ginagamit na sa ibang bansa.
Exactly.
Diba?
Yes. As you mentioned, I'm happy that you noticed, no, na may water impounding and then pumping stations and floodways. That's what is really needed.
So, Senator JV, you're one of the strong advocates for improving the infrastructure in the Philippines. Ano po yung mensahe nyo sa mga congressmen na maaaring sangkot dito sa mga anomalya sa flood control projects?
Well, sa akin po, sana pag national project, be it infrastructure, railways, highways, flood mitigation projects, let us leave it for with the national, no? Yung dati po pag district yan, naalala ko nung I was still in Congress, doon lang kami sa mga roads, no? Yung mga inner roads. Pero pag national projects, we don't touch it, no? So that if we really would want to solve flooding, let us stick to the master plan. If we want to continue or be able to finish our infrastructure, mga highways, mga railway system, hayaan natin i-prioritize that and leave it to the national level.
But when you say na yung mga district roads ay nakikialam or merong intervention ng mga congressmen, ano yun? Does that mean na nakakailam sila sa mga even with the contractors?
Well, Karen, I don't think insertion is bad eh. As long as it's indicated in the BICAM, of course in the National Expenditure Program nandun na. But sometimes may mga request and you see talk to LGU, may talaga request sila, and if it's really needed, it's not bad, no? Ako yung aming institutional amendments, no? Yan po insertion din, as long as there is no post enactment intervention. Dapat pag nandun na, wala na tayong pakialam who gets the bidding, who gets the projects sa bidding, and the post enactment activities, dapat wala na tayong pakialam doon.
And finally, sabi po ni Kong Bong Suntay, nagsabi na si Speaker Martin that they will make the budget process available to the public. Since magsa-start na ang budget process, will Senate do the same?
Yes, in fact, we are about to pass the Senate concurrent resolution regarding open, ito pong transparency and to make all the which includes yung opening all the hearings, including BICAMs and other committee hearings to the public.
Okay. Thank you so much, Senator JV Ejercito. And we hope to continue to get updates from you sa mga nangyayari na po sa Senate.
Thank you. Thank you, Atty. Karen.